areas. So first of all, let's go with part of the presentation. Data science in action. That's going to be the topic today. General concepts. What is data science? Data science is a analytical tool or techniques that we use to extract meaningful insights from data. It's the process of analyzing information from different points of view and then getting a understanding of the processes of how it works, which things are influencing it. And then how do you become a data scientist? As we have seen in our course, quickly, data scientists typically need to get at least a bachelor's degree in mathematics, statistics, computer science, or fields related to it. But it doesn't mean that if you have another undergrad, you will not able to do it. Actually, anybody can be a data scientist if they have a genuine interest in or curiosity on things. How much money can you make? You can make a ton of money. You can see it on the screen. Depending on your field, your niche, you need to find a place where to work. And this class has been very clear on those topics. So with the Coursera class, we learned that it's very important to make a research. Even for data science itself, we are applying the same content to how to find a good job and landing in these places that we wanna work. The topic that I picked today is political immigration reform. For some of us, it's a great topic. People love politics. If you were involved into the elections a few hours ago, policy and immigration related topics are a key factor for some of the voters and increase a turnover in the elections because we are having a ton of issues on this area. Me, as an immigrant myself, it is very important to put in aspect or here for with us why immigration is so important. First of all, immigration has its roots in the American history, and then we can just talk about it and finally go to our times when we have a huge immigration in our country because other countries also have immigration situations. So it's not a topic that only concerns to the Americans, also it concerns to other countries that are missing people because they are designed to travel to other countries and stay overseas, or even for reasons like dictatorships, economical pressure, etc., etc. To go with this, it's important to know that there are important questions that we need to ask. It's part of the process of analyzing. Questions like, what are the primary categories of visas available? That's part of the immigration. It's part of the policy. How does the family-based immigration system work? What are the main points of contained in the current debate? And then we have a few more questions. As is listed here, I'm gonna just read the top ones in bold, and then you can read the ones that are not highlighted. So what are the arguments that stricter immigration laws? What are the potential consequences of different immigration policies? And what are the arguments for more lenient immigration? And that's where the debate happens. This is where I, as a data scientist, we're gonna gather all this information, found the places, found the sources, and then make decisions. So what are some political solutions to the immigration debate? That will be the key question. That's the whole issue. That's what we want to answer. That's what I would love to answer because even if we have data science, I will promise you with one answer, more things are going to come up, but at least it's better having an answer and a policy than not having an answer or a policy to add in this situation. So what are the pros and cons of a comprehensive immigration reform bill? We will need to study the specific bill that we came with an outcome. How can technology be used to improve border security and immigration? So now we are separating a little bit our implementation of these ideas. Now, not only policy, also now an action plan. If you decide to create it, for example, a border wall or change the ICE department or the Homeland Security Department, if we are speaking about America in this case. And then what role should state and local governments play in immigration policy? If you didn't know, the USA has a federal government that is mainly in charge of the role of immigration policy. Now let's go to the issue or the topic and the implementation of this. data science implemented on immigration. So there are a few studies, for example, research of Stanford University at ETH Zurich use machine learning algorithms to analyze data on refugee settlements patterns. It means we have people who were in those settlements gathering information. That information was annexed or added to the cloud, to different databases. And then those researchers creating through the data science process an algorithm that analyze that data. Then this helps to identify optimal location for refugees to maximize their chances of finding employment and successful integration into society. I don't know if you remember the example of the coffee shop in the libraries. It's very similar. You have different camps located, different resources spread around Zurich, and then because you have that information, we are able to come with a answer. Also, remember, we have all the process of questioning that I mentioned before, all those questions that are very important to get a conclusion. Then the data-driven approach helps resettlement agencies make more informed decisions and improve the outcomes for refugees. The same. It's not, the problem is not going to be fixed. Like, no, now we don't have immigrants. No, that's not how it works. I wish it was like that, but no. It's just what we can help in this case, how we can help the immigration situation to be more human, have a better support for those immigrants. Then we can also apply this concept to the immigration visa application. I am a visa holder. I'm under a student visa, and sometimes the process of applying is a pain. Not too long ago, my mom applied for the visa under B1 and B2 category, that it is a visa for tourism. And the agent only asked 2 questions. Didn't ask what was her reason to travel, only say, do you have family in America? They say, my mom say yes. And then ask about her job. No more questions. So I found very fascinating how can someone just get an answer yes, let's say yes or no with only 2 questions. You might be a machine because you need to gather a lot of information to study the prospect that is applying for this. So I believe that this application can be changed through the process of data science and will be a great opportunity for new people that want to come to America to work, and they have those characteristics that we're looking for in the migration, and give them a chance to be part of this country. But it's just an opinion. My opinion can change with time. And it say the data science have applied machine learning techniques to predict the outcome of H-1B visa applications. That's called the lottery visa, if you didn't know. It's a visa for workers. Then by analyzing historical data on visa applications, they can identify key factors that influence approval or denial. This opens a market for people that consult in the visa status and also helps with immigration law. As you see, this can be applied in the federal government, can be applied in local government, or even in the private sector, where if you're a lawyer or immigration lawyer, knowing this or having access to this data could help you to pick cases, or to even help people that you didn't know you were able to help, because there's specific resources or data we're now put into a process of learning, a process of analyzing, and now you have a way to present the person into the system. And finally, this information can help individuals and organizations better understand the immigration process and increase their chances of success. Then it's very common that sometimes there are patterns and trends in immigration data, as the analysis that we need to have. Example, number of immigrations or number of immigrants, countries of origins, regions, information. This information used to allocate resources. As we know, sometimes our taxes are allocated in different countries for war, for development, for aid, etc. And having more information or using this has been a great tool to know where, when, and how we should proceed as a country if we want to continue helping or improving or creating relationships with other countries through monetary policy. and that's part of the immigration process. Then finally, they will help to enhancing the border security. It means knowing how many people are coming, knowing the potential risks, having access to the security measures that currently we have, and creating possible outcomes with different ideas. We could have a, a, a simulation of how will be with all this information applied the process, at put on the process a policy that we think will be very helpful. For example, let's say we are going to increase the number of patrols in a specific area, and we know how many people are crossing there, so we can run an analysis and see how likely and how potentially that decision will be a good outcome or not. So, and finally, I would like to go to the references. I encourage you guys to visit at least the first one, because it's interesting seeing how this is being applied right now in Europe, when we have refugees from the Middle East and also refugees from Ukraine. So the change that data science can bring into politics is huge. Now that we have a new president and that administration wants to save a lot of money in the government expenditures, I believe that is the right moment to increment or increase the use of data scientists in the area of public government, because it's necessary to save lives, take care of our borders, but also to be more optimistic and more, I don't know the specific word, but use better our resources. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any question, please let me know.